Yeah, in yesterday's lecture we have seen all the theories of motivation, and also we studied the decision making process. So today let us get back to solving some of the problems at the end of the module. Okay, I think we are done. I think 150 we had done. Okay, very closely related to 150 is this problem. Just check 151. Okay. Yeah, those who have missed yesterday's lecture, ensure that you follow the video recording that discusses all the theories of motivation and decision making. Okay, 151. Can you all read? Authority and dash should be coextensive. Very good. Absolutely right. Authority and responsibility should be coextensive. Okay. So the answer would have been B. Correct. 152. Let us have a look. Okay, centralization and decentralization. Centralization and decentralization are what kind of terms? Yes, I would think this is the opposite term, so C. Okay, we have seen decisions, leadership styles. Some leaders are autocratic, so such organizations will be highly centralized. Okay. 153, concentration of authority at the top level of organization is known as. Are you all getting this? It's called centralization, and the answer here would have been A. Okay, let's go to 154. Dash means dispersal of authority throughout the organization. So, dispersal of authority throughout the organization. So, see, we would think of that as decentralization only. Delegation of authority may not go, the authority may not get delegated. So, I mean, I would say 154 should be C. Can you check what is the solution for this? 154 C, correct? So, delegation of authority eventually leads to decentralization. Have you got this? It was a little close options, both of them. 155. Dash is wide delegation of authority. Wide means everybody has been wide delegation of authority. What is the answer you would choose? B, decentralization. Got it? So far, okay, 156. Transfer of authority from one individual to another. It should be easy. Perfect. If you're going to forget, please write this definition of delegation. It's the definition of delegation. What is it? Transfer of authority from one individual to another. Transfer of authority from one individual to another. Okay. 157. Okay. Dash implies diffusion of authority throughout the organization. Delegation, decentralization, none of the above. Decentralization, yes. Okay, 158. Decentralization is completed only when the fullest possible delegation is made at all levels of the organization. Got it? Not just at top, lower or middle level. It should be at all levels of the organization. Correct? So 158 is 159. In delegation, control rests entirely with control. Who will be in charge of control? Control would rest entirely with just mark this. I would say I would go with top level because control would still remain with the top level. Can you check what is the answer? B, superior. Okay. So means delegations still the authority remains with the superior. Okay. So in that sense I took the choice of top level. Okay, rest entirely with the superior. Okay. 159. In delegation, okay, 160. 160 is dash is a technique of management. Delegation, decentralization, centralization, all of the above. Yes, all of the above. Dash is a philosophy of management. I would say still all of the above. Check what is the thing. 161, huh? Anyway, just mark this. I am not sure, it's grammatically difficult to interpret. 162. Decentralization helps reduction of workload of dash executives. Decentralization helps in reduction of workload of it doesn't, it reduces the decision making time, but it's not a reduction in workload. So I mean, here I would tend to choose. What would you tend to choose? I would choose D. None of the above. Can you check what is the answer? C. Okay. They are telling it in the sense that it reduces their decision making time, but I'm not sure whether that is a reduction in their workload. Huh? One? Dash is a technique. Okay, just underline that. That's this more of grammatical issues. So we'll have a look at this, and we'll even 162 I would like to 163. Quick decision making is possible in case of for centralization. Will it lead to quick decision making? Because the authority is at the top level in the organization. So it would work best when there is a decentralization and delegation. There is decentralization and delegation. Check if B and C is the right answer. That is D. 163. Is 163 D the right option? Okay. So yeah, did you get it? Why? Because then quick decision making is possible when there is decentralization and delegation. Otherwise, in centralization, power is right at the top levels. It's not easy to take decisions. Okay. Decentralization suffers from the following limitation. Relief to the top executive, expensive, quick decision, executive development. See here, to solve this problem, remember the word limitation. Limitation means some kind of a drawback. Okay, look at the options that are given. Relief to top executive is not a limitation. It is a positive thing because top management is a lot of responsibility. Quick decision is not a limitation. Executive development is also not a limitation. So I would say B. Can you check whether it's B? Got it? It's expensive is the limitation. The clue to solving this was the word limitation. None of the other clues given had negative meaning. They had all positive meaning. Okay. So let's go to 165. Dash helps avoid overlapping effort and duplication of work. Avoids overlapping work. Overlapping work. Same kind of thing is being done by multiple people and duplication of work. So here, I would say this is the work of, it's not directly related to centralization, decentralization or delegation. I would say it is A. It is mainly related to the work of coordination. Get all departments of the organization to work together. Yeah, can you check 165? Are you getting the logic? Okay, let's try to keep it in this thing. Let's try to see. I'm putting a question mark here. Let us try to look at alternatives for that. Okay, 166. 166. Okay. Span of management is known as span of control, span of supervision, span of authority, all of the above. Span of management, I think it's all of the above. Generally, span of control is definitely there. Span of supervision, I think it's D, because all of these are managerial positions. Supervision authority, D, right? Yeah, span of authority or span of control applies to all levels of management. That's what the question is checking. Let's take 167. Dash represents numerical limit of subordinates to be supervised and controlled by a single supervisor. This is called a span of control. Yeah, just remember span of control. हे जर का तुम्हाला माहिती नसेल तर लिहून घ्या. Span of control is the number of subordinates that can be supervised. Sagar, Karthik, are you able to follow? Okay, thanks. Thanks for the yes. Let's look at problem number 169. 169 is on page number 293. The concept of span of management is central to the (169). The concept of span of management is central to, it was a French scholar who did this, right, the work, and I would go with classical organization. Can you check what is this classical organization? Correct. Why I chose this is, because see, this is the French school of management thinkers, okay, that had Henry Fayol, and they all were general thinkers, and this span of control was propounded by this, right, 116. We are at 168, right? Right, 169. The span of control is based on the relation propounded by what theoreticians? What is the answer? This theory is given in your, yeah, it's Gracchunos. Graicunas, Gracchunas. Theory of span of control is given by the French consultant Gracchunas. Okay. The concept of span of management is central to, okay, we have done this. The proper span of management is considered as a necessity for effective supervision, control, coordination, all of the above. Good. All of you are getting this sense? The answer should be all of the above. So that's right. Okay. See, in exam, you have to read the question on your own. Okay, so it's very important that you read it slowly. So let me do one thing. I'm reading it slowly, so I don't read it loudly. You all try to read it, and then I'll read it loudly. So ensure that you're getting the meaning of the sentence correctly. Correct? It's also language skill, remember. So 171, all of you read. Okay, did you read? What would be your choice? Wide, narrow, optimum, none of the above. Okay, let me read the question. There will be more organizational levels which in turn may impede communication. Impede म्हणजे they will be an obstacle to communication. It may impede communication. That was a bundle. If span of control is wide, narrow, optimum. Remember, suppose you create like this, he is responsible for S1, S2, S3, S1, S2, okay? Like that, this may be a span of control for manager M1, M2, M3. Then M1 and M2 is reporting to some manager, say E1, and M2 is reporting to a manager E2, okay? And E1, E2 represent CEO. Correct? This would be you're creating multiple layers of organizational structure. As against that, you imagine something like that. You have S1, S2, S3, and S4. All of them are reporting to M1, and M2 is reporting to say S4 and S5, and then there is directly reporting to CEO. So when you create a wider span, ज़्यादा लोग एक ही आदमी को रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं, तो नंबर ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन दिस लेवल्स विल बी लेस ना, कमी होतील ना layers. So my choice in 171 would be A. Can you check? Oh, sorry, it would be narrow, B. If you create a narrow span of control, it will create more communication levels. समजलं? का हे उत्तर बरोबर आहे समजलं का तुम्हाला? Did you get it? Narrow म्हणजे काय? Narrow means few people are reporting to the manager. Few people reporting. And what is wide? Span of control. Wide means many people are reporting. जेवढं तुम्ही वाईड करताल स्पॅन ऑफ कंट्रोल तेवढे तुमचे लेयर्स कमी होणार. जेवढे तुम्ही नॅरो करताल तेवढे तुमचे लेयर्स ऑफ कंट्रोल विल बी organizational system will become more complicated. Okay. Supervisory load may become too heavy if the span of control is. Now you should be able to answer this. Yes. Okay. Read the question and give me the correct answer, all of you. Online students, you also read 172. I'll read now the question. The supervisory load may become too heavy if the span of control is correct. Wide म्हणजे खूप जास्त लोक त्याला रिपोर्ट करतात. So that can lead to okay. 173, please read and take the right choice. Finished? 173, can I read? Okay, responsibility can be assigned to A, human beings, B, non-living objects, C, both A and B, None of the above. Yes. See, you all are living in this world where there is a AI is taking over. So in future, you don't know what will be the answer to this question. You know, you may have robots and machines taking decisions. So you are in for an exciting future. Dash is absolute and cannot be delegated. Okay. Sorry, I read this answer, but question, but you read first, solve it. Try to think what would be your best choice. Yeah, what would you choose? 174 dash is absolute and cannot be delegated. Yes, I would also go with responsibility, not accountability. Accountability can be given down, but who is eventually responsible? Check. What is the solution? Responsibility. समझला क्या है? Online students are getting this 175. Okay, read 175 and tell me the answer, or choose your answer before we read this together. Responsibility may be defined in terms of functions, targets, goals, all of the above. Responsibility म्हणजे suppose somebody tells you ki you are the manager and you are following responsibility. How will that responsibility can it be explained in the terms of your functions? Overall control is with you. That is, your function has been given to you. You are the overall in charge of that organization. Target. Say maybe you're responsible that 50 cases are done every day, processed. Goal. Could it be D? I'm just wondering if responsibility can be defined in terms of all of this. A, B and C. So is 175 D? Did you get the logic? Okay, let's look at 176. Responsibility flows in downward direction, upward direction, all directions, none of the above. Okay. Upward direction. Correct. I would also go with this. Check. It should be B, upward direction. Okay, all of you know this word superior and subordinate. And subordinate. These words are known to all of you. Okay. So 177, let me read. Subordinate is always responsible to his superior. He words lakshat ठेवा. So subordinate and so a branch officer is the subordinate of branch manager. So branch manager is the superior. The branch officer may be the subordinate. Yeah, accounts officer may be responsible for the branch manager. Like that you have to think. 178. Okay, 178 is a long try to read it and try to decide what would you select, then I will make a choice. Okay, 178. Authority is the character of dash in a formal organization by virtue of which it is accepted by contributor to or member of the organization as generating action he contributes, that is, as governing or determining what he does or is not to do so as far as the organization is concerned. See, definitely here I would definitely eliminate connection and communication. हे दोन्ही तर डेफिनेटली नाही आहेत. तर both look very, could be coordination and control. So if you think accepted by the contributor or member of the organization as generating action he contributes, I would choose control here. Between control and coordination, is it C, control? A, communication in the formal organ by virtue of which it is accepted by a contributor or a member of the organ. Okay, I will consult with something. Let us keep 178 in a question mark. Okay. Authority is the character of okay, look at 179. 179. Which of the following are the main characteristics of authority are as follows. Okay, check. See, authority is given to a position is legal and legitimate. Okay. Authority is given always to the position. Okay. So it's legal and legitimate. It sounds correct. Authority is a relationship between two individuals or all of the above. To me, A and B look repeated, right here? A and B are repeated, and I don't know, check what is the thing they have given. What is the suggested solution? All of the above. TK, in that sense, a manager is responsible for Authority is always between a set of individuals in the organization. See, in that sense, we can choose all of the above. Okay. Okay, let's go to 180. Authority is the right to give orders and power to exact obedience defined by. Okay, it is a check what is the